After the War of 1812, the United States experienced a period of political harmony, sectional unity, and national pride known as the Era of Good Feelings. The Battle of New Orleans took place in January of 1815. At the time of the battle, the Treaty of Ghent had already been signed, but the word had not reached the soldiers, and therefore the battle went on. The Americans were led by General Andrew Jackson of Tennessee, who was able to unite all different types of people in order to keep the British at bay.
America was led by General Andrew Jackson of Tennessee.
Our soldiers come from all different walks of life, and we've been putting up with British nonsense for too long. But now, in this battle, we are one. We are America. Fire the cannons! Fire! Look out!
After acquiring the northern flank of the United States, John Quincy Adams wanted to further expand America by moving into Spanish Florida. To do so, he granted the task to none other than General Andrew Jackson again.
Despite the British supplying the natives with weapons, the battle did not go as planned and the Americans were able to win.
Hello, Tiki Tonka, the Seminole tribe. I'm here to provide you with this weapon so you can help the Spanish against the American invasion of Florida.
Thank you, Redcoat. My tribe and I will protect Florida from the American invasion. Spain, we must be ready to protect Florida from the American invasion.
Sí. ¡Oh, los americanos aquí!
Ah!
¡Ven, ven, ven! For America! Now you must receive punishment for your actions, Redcoat. Nobody supplies America's enemies and gets away with it. So despite the name Era of Good Feelings, casualties from nations all around the world resulted as the result of fighting for different spots of land throughout the North and South Americas. This prompted George Canning, British Foreign Minister, to attempt to declare an American-British joint declaration where nations would be viewed as an act of aggression when attempting to colonize North and South American lands. Monroe instead decided to individually make this declaration in the Monroe Doctrine, and then in turn, the Americans would no longer interfere with European states.
Mr. George Canning, as a concerned member of the British government, how do you plan to keep our presence in the Americas, although we lost the War of 1812?
Well, I'm going to propose a joint declaration with America that opposes European attempts at recolonizing South America and also help assist Spain in getting back its colonies.
Yes, I strongly agree with you.
Monroe rejected Canning's proposal because he wanted America to have full potential to expand without Britain holding them back. This is when he instituted the Monroe Doctrine.
The year 1820 was a vital year in American history. Around 30 years earlier, the United States came up with the Sectional Compromise of 1787, which put off the issue of slavery for 20 years. The issue of slavery arose again in America around 30 years later, but this time it was over the admission of a new state into the country. This state was Missouri. The problem was the argument over whether or not Missouri should be admitted as a free state or a slave state. The issue began when a Republican congressman from New York proposed an amendment discussing the admission of Missouri. This man was named James Talmadge.
Congressman Andrei Solomonovich of New York, Congressman Dimitri Philly of South Carolina, Congressman Joseph Fromberger of Missouri, and Congressman James Talmadge from New York.
Congressmen met to discuss the admission of Missouri.
Okay, Mr. Talmadge, what is your proposed amendment?
I propose a plan to ban future slave imports and to gradually emancipate slaves as a precondition for the state of Missouri.
That is completely outrageous. Part of the reason why our country is in such a bad track is due to our inability to trade cotton. And now you're telling me you want to take away our main producers?
We've put off the issue of slavery for 20 years. Our nation was founded upon equality. Don't you think we should extend it to all men?
Congressman Fromberger, how do you feel about this important issue?
Well, slaves are vital to our economy, so I would have to side with the South.
Eventually, Congressmen came to an agreement in which all Louisiana Purchase territories were banned from slavery, besides Arkansas and Oklahoma, which eventually became Native American land.
Come on, guys, the shipping's due next week. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want more cotton. I need more money. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
As the leader of the Bank of the United States of America, what do you plan to do to solve the cotton issue?
We have three things that we're going to do. We're going to stop all loans, call in all debts, and refuse to honor our drafts in South and West.
The decisions of the Bank of the United States had a lasting effect on its citizens. In the West, Southerners had mortgaged their economic futures, and they were now over. The people in the South were extremely angry because of the Tariff of 1816, which they felt was unconstitutional because it benefited Northern manufacturers while hurting their own personal economy. This belief led to the idea of sectionalism in the United States because the South had their own personal interests and the North had their own personal interests.
The election of 1824 was truly representative of the era of good feelings. The four candidates running were all Republican.
Henry Clay, William H. Crawford, John Quincy Adams,
Andrew Jackson. Crawford jumped out to an early lead but suffered a stroke midway through the election. Henry Clay received the fewest amount of electoral votes, and it was a two-man race between John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. With no clear winner, the election was thrown into the House of Representatives for a final decision.
Mr. Clay, the race is really close between me and Jackson, and I'm not really sure what I can do to enhance my chances of winning.
Mr. Adams, the vote is in the House of Representatives, and I'm the Speaker. Therefore, I can get more people to be on your side. Being that I have the same political views as you, I would like to see that in our nation.
Would you really do that for me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clay.
I can tell that Adams and Clay are up to no good. To fight this Republican corruption, I'm going to devise my own party with more democratic ideals, and hopefully I can win the election of 1824 and stop this. Overall, the era of good feelings was anything but. People died for no reason, America's economy plummeted, and there was political corruption. Truth be told, the era of good feelings was an extremely ironic title. The decisions of the Bank of the United States had a lasting effect on Americans.
Yeah. As the leader of the
For America! Baruch, you're supposed to capture him! Mr. George Canning, as a concerned member of the British government, how do you... Why did you go boom? Why did you boom?
Well, I would have to side with the South because sleep.
No!
No, I done wrong, left your heart torn. Is that what devils do? Took you so long, where only fools go. I shook the angel and young. Now I'm rising from the ground, rising up to you.